Hello everyone, I am Michelle E. Watson, your artisan storyteller. We're continuing to talk about voice and how it is truly as simple as saying what needs to be said, when and how it needs to be said. And there are a lot of people who lose their voice. They lose the ability to say what needs to be said in order to protect themselves or others, or simply to make negotiations or to introduce themselves to people, or any number of other reasons why you may need to speak up. And so I covered that in my previous video. Today I'm going to talk about some of the reasons why people lose their voice. Some major events that I don't consider tragic, I just consider life events, can take your voice, because there are situations in which, although you're not literally in danger, you still have a feeling of being out of control of what's happening around you and what's going on, especially for children or spouses, and of people who are making the changes and the decisions for them. And then there are, of course, traumatic events. And so I'm going to touch on the 10, what I think are the 10 most common reasons why people lose the ability to speak up. And let's just cover the major events first, okay? So examples are moving, career changes, changing your school or church, marriage, and children. Having children, children turning into teenagers, children leaving the home, children. They are a source of great feelings of trauma in their own ways. I am a mother with a grown adult daughter and 2 grandchildren who have all been living with us for the past 3 years now. And so when I joke about children being all of that, I am joking, but at the same time, I've lived it. I know how, just worrying about our children, making sure that everything's taken care of for them and meeting their needs and all this stuff can be traumatic. No, it can be stressful, and it can make you feel like you're completely out of control of your own life. Like this little being runs everything for you. And so it can make you feel like, because you can't take it out on the child, and you can't complain to them, or at least you shouldn't. And so, you're sometimes left without any outlet where you can just say, look, this child, I don't know what to do, and I don't have anybody to talk to. And so, anyway, the blessing that children are, it can sometimes be really frustrating to be a parent, especially if, you're a stay-at-home mom and you feel like you are with them all the time and that kind of thing. So that's why I add children to the list. And of course, any mother who's been through the birthing process or the adoption process knows how stressful it is to even bring that child into the earth and into the family. That alone is stressful, right? And it can make you feel out of control. And I think that's what leads to a lot of postpartum depression, is the feeling of being out of control. You suddenly have no control over anything because this little body is demanding that you cater to them, and rightly so, right? They're a baby. So the important thing, though, is that if you feel that way about any of these major events, that you get someone you can talk to, okay? That's the important thing. And if you don't have anybody to talk to, look me up. I'm more than willing to talk to you. I've got some ministry training. I'm going through the process of some ordination or ministry installment type thing where I can offer some pastoral counseling and that kind of thing, and be that safe place that women can talk to. And if you don't want counseling per se, and you just want to be able to talk and tell your story, I'm here for that as well. So we've covered major events that aren't traumatic, but probably the most obvious ways in which people and women lose their voice are these traumatic events. And some really quick examples are abuse, rape, abandonment or neglect, adultery, and death or a major illness or disability. And so these things literally put someone's life or capacity to live in danger, okay? And jeopardizes what we feel as safe or as living. And so if you've experienced any of those and you find yourself today, wow, I have these physical ailments and doctors say there's really nothing wrong with me, and I don't know where else to go, and I don't know what else to do, and there has to be something wrong because I've got this pain or I've got these other symptoms, then most likely, according to scientists, according to my own experience and many other women with whom I've talked, you have probably experienced one of these traumatic events and just have not properly verbalized it and gotten it completely out of your system. It doesn't mean that you haven't forgiven somebody. You can forgive somebody and still feel the physical effects of pain as if you hadn't. And so I don't like it when women my audience is women, so that's who I'm going to speak to. Whoever's watching this, great, thank you. We love our men, but my audience is women, so that's who I'm going to speak as because that's what I know. When you forgive somebody, it does not mean that your muscles or your brain or your nervous system are not still affected physically and unknowingly by that major event. Okay? You can forgive somebody and move on with your life and never give that person another thought and still have the physical effects of that trauma. You can. And so what happens, it doesn't mean that when you go to counseling or you go to talk to somebody, you have to go back over the past and relive that situation and all that. I'm not into any of that. You recognize that it was an event that happened. You speak it and get it out of your system, and you move forward from there. That's it. And if you don't have anybody to talk to, or if you're not sure how to go about telling your story, that's what I'm here for. Okay? Because I can do anything and work with you in any way you want. Okay? I can simply listen. I can help you write your story if you want to write it. I can help you speak it. I can help you learn to tell your story in a way that would be profound to audiences. Maybe you feel like you need to give your testimony or tell your story to a group of people, whether that's at church or school or wherever that may be. Maybe may even be your own family, and you're just not sure because you can't even tell yourself your story without breaking down and losing control of yourself. And your emotions. So I can help you get to where you can verbalize your story to the point that you can tell whomever you need to tell. Maybe you need to tell the police. So I can help you get to that point. And so where you're comfortable with whatever your audience is, be it readers or listeners or whomever. So I encourage you, speak to somebody if you've never spoken to anybody about feeling like you just don't have a voice, like you don't have anybody to talk to, like you don't have a say in what happens to you. Talk to somebody give me a call if you would like to work with me in that area. I'd be more than happy to help you. You can check out my website, michelleewatson.com, or you can just subscribe to this channel and continue to follow me for more information as it comes, and contact me when you're comfortable. So I hope you have a blessed day, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye.